So you want to buy a family milk cow. I'm going to tell you the questions that you need to ask and what to look for. There she is. All right. Welcome back to the modern day homestead. Here's Ellie. Okay, so you want to buy a family milk cow, but you don't know where to get it from. You don't even know where to look, and you don't know what to ask once you find one. So let's go ahead and get into it. I am going to tell you where I looked, all the questions that I asked, and what I have learned along the way. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of information, where I live, there were no jerseys. Like, I could not find a jersey to save my life. It's like a gold mine. If you find one, they're unicorns. You can't find them, especially, I mean, not even a good jersey. You just can't find a jersey in general. So I had to actually look out of state. And yeah, so how I found Delilah and Daisy, I joined Facebook groups. So you can go on Facebook, you can search up whatever state you're in, and you can search up whatever breed of dairy cow that you decide that you want. So if you go on Facebook and you're from Georgia jerseys for sale, Jersey cows for sale in Georgia, and you can find groups that way that sell Jersey cows. It doesn't have to be Jersey, it can be whatever dairy breed that you want. So that's one way of finding them. The next thing is look at your local dairy, call them, and see if they have any dairy cows for sale. And depending on the breed, you can decide if you want to try and buy one from them. And then the third option that I looked at is going on Craigslist. I found a few on Craigslist, but again, they were out of state, and so it was just the people that I was talking to, they just didn't seem knowledgeable, which we'll get into that later. But yeah, those are the three places that I checked, along with also asking your friends on Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media platform you're on, asking like, hey, do you know if they're into that kind of stuff? Do you know of any dairy cow for sale? So yeah, that's how I found my cows, and yeah, that's what I recommend you doing too. So once you find the cow and you find multiple options of cows that you're looking at and you really like them, these are the questions that you're going to want to ask the seller. Okay, so you found a dairy cow that you absolutely love, you think she's just adorable, and now you're going to talk to the seller and ask them questions. And also, side note, be careful. There are so many scammers out there. Make sure you ask for plenty of pictures. Don't be afraid to ask for pictures or videos, and definitely don't be afraid if you're really second guessing it. Don't be afraid to ask for pictures with the seller. Like, have them take a selfie with the cow so you can see both the seller and the cow that you're buying. Do a video and a picture. Do not be afraid to ask, because I got scammed my very first time looking for a cow, and it was heartbreaking, and also you lose a lot of money, or you can lose a lot of money. So just be careful with that, side note. But the very first question that you're going to ask, or this is the very first question that I asked, is she halter trained? Not every dairy cow or family milk cow has to be halter trained. You know, some of them you can just literally feed them and put a bucket and start milking them, and they'll stand still until you're finished. Now, other cows, you have to put a halter on them and tie them to a post in a stanchion, and sometimes put a board behind their legs so they can't move until you're done, because some dairy cows just don't want to be milked, and you have to train them to do that, to be able to hand milk them or machine milk them. So it's very important to know what you're working with, know what you're dealing with. So the very first question that I would ask is she halter trained? I didn't want a cow that wasn't halter trained, but I got one that wasn't halter trained, and because everything else, she checked every other box. And I trained her within a week. After working with her, I worked with her every single day for a week, and it was not easy, but it is doable. So if you don't know how to train a cow, would suggest getting an already trained cow. So yeah, ask if she is halter trained. The next question you're going to ask is, has she ever had a calf before? So if she has had a calf before, that means that she has produced milk before, which goes into the questions after that. But if she hasn't had a calf before, that means that she has never been milked. She's never been machine milked or hand milked. So you have to, as the new owner, as buying her, whenever you buy her, whenever she gets pregnant and has the calf, you have to train her to let you milk her, whether that's machine milk or hand milk. You still have to train her. So I would not buy a cow, even now, I would not buy a cow, a Jersey or a dairy cow in general. I keep saying Jersey, but just a dairy cow. I would not buy a dairy cow if she has never been either hand milked or machine milked, because you can work with one or the other, but not having either experience with both or with either one, as a first time owner, it's just a hassle. And getting her halter trained if she's not already halter trained, so it's just back-to-back no's. I personally would not buy that cow. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion. But if you want to try it, then you do what you want. It's your money, but it's just a very expensive investment to have back-to-back no's like that. But it can definitely be done. But so if they say yes, she has had a calf, then the following question is, how has she been hand milked or machine milked? And whatever answer they say, you're going to ask, will she let me hand milk her or machine milk her? Will she let me do both? So you want to know if she can have either one done. If it's both, that's great. That's amazing, actually. And that's a lot less stress on you because the cow already knows what to do. So that's perfect. Okay, so they answered your question about if she's had a calf before and if she has been hand milked or machine milked. The following question after that is, how much milk does she produce? So depending on your family, how big your family is, what you're wanting to do with the milk, you're going to want to know how much milk you're getting, right? And you can always kind of like alter that depending on how much feed you're giving her when she's in milk. So that can have a big effect on it too. But, just see in a roundabout how much milk does she give whenever she is milked. And that'll help you know, like, is she producing enough milk for my family. But like I said, you can always give her more feed to increase the production on most cows. So let's say you ask all of these questions, all of these responses are great, they're good, you're going to go through with it, you're going to buy this cow, you're going to buy your family milk cow. Once you decide that you're going to buy this cow, you want to ask what feed they're giving her. I mean, obviously you want to do your own research on the best feed for a dairy cow, but ask them what feed they're currently feeding her, especially if she's in milk right now and her production is high. You want to continue that high production and get that much milk every day. So you want to ask them what feed that they're giving her and how much feed they're giving her. So that's very important too, and what the protein percentage is of the feed that they're giving her. All right, and then you want to ask her about the cow's health. Now this is obviously the most important. These are the most important questions whenever you're asking about the cow's health. What are her health issues? Does she have any health issues? Has she ever been sick? Has she ever had mastitis? If she's been in milk, has she ever had mastitis? If she has had mastitis, it's not a deal breaker, but did the mastitis affect her long term at all? Did it mess up her udder? Did it mess up a quarter? And whenever I say a quarter, so the udder has 4 quarters, and if a cow gets mastitis and it's not treated, it can actually damage a quarter or the whole udder, or it can even kill the cow. But if it messes up a quarter, sometimes that quarter is just not milkable anymore, and so then you only have 3 quarters to milk from, which doesn't mean that it's a bad cow, but again, you want to know what you're getting into, and if she's ever had mastitis before, and that can also affect the price of the cow, because if she's not in perfect condition, then obviously you're not going to pay as much for a cow who is in perfect condition, right? So yeah, just ask them about her health, and I would even, this is what I did, I would even go as far to get a vet check. It's about $50 to $75, but you can have a vet come out to wherever the cow is located. If she's out of state, out of town, wherever, you can have their local vet come out. You would pay for the exam, and you would get a professional response if the cow is healthy, and she is in good standing, good condition. So that's what I did. I highly recommend doing that, because people will lie and you don't know if they're telling the truth or not. How would you know if the cow has had mastitis in the past unless she one of her quarters is messed up, you know? And again, not to say that a cow that has had mastitis before is bad, but you still want to know, right? You're buying this cow, you're investing in this cow, you want to know her past. So yeah, that's very important. Okay, so I really hope that helped answer any questions that you had whenever you are going to buy your family milk cow, what questions to ask, where to look, what to look for, and yeah, I really hope that helped. If it didn't, and you still have more questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I will answer what I can. Or you can follow me on Instagram at the Modern Day Homestead, and you can message me there, and you will most likely get a quicker response, but you can message me there and I will answer any questions that I possibly can for you. Any other videos that you want, please let me know. I would love to get your suggestions and help you out wherever I possibly can. But other than that, I hope y'all find your family milk cow, because it is so worth it. It is so much fun having fresh milk, butter every day, and it's just really fun, great experience, and you just learn something new every single day. And I really feel like she just pulls everything together, the whole homestead together. But yeah, I hope y'all find your family milk cow, and I will see y'all next week with a new video. All right, bye. Now, some bonus questions that you can ask about the cow are: if she's had a calf previously, is she a good mother? Is she going to let the calf nurse? Because some cows don't let their calves nurse. They just walk away and they, don't take care of them. So, yeah, is she a good mother? Another question is how's her temperament? Is she calm? Is she pretty, is she crazy? Is she mean? Because you can get a mean cow. And if she's halter trained, I'm gonna guess that a lot of the times they are decently calm, and they'll let you pet them and love on them and stuff like that. But still, you can still ask. And another question is, if she is being hand milked or machine milked, how many times a day is she being milked? Is it once a day or is it twice a day? Are these people that have her calf sharing? So yeah, you want to ask those questions, because whenever you buy her and you get her on your property, you want to either commit to the same schedule that they have, or you kind of want to adjust it, but you have to adjust it kind of slowly, and make sure whenever you have a good plan whenever you're adjusting it to your own schedule. Because if they're milking twice a day and you only want to milk once a day, Well, they're milking twice a day, so their production is most likely a lot higher, because they're milking twice a day. So the more you milk, the more milk that you're going to get. So if you go down to once a day, like from the day that they sell her to the next day that she's on your property, that could give her mastitis, because that mastitis is an infection whenever they don't get milked, or whenever they get an infection inside the udder, inside the teat that goes inside the udder. It could cause some problems, some issues. So just make sure that you're asking the questions of how many times a day is she being milked, what times of during the day, and yeah, you just want to make sure you know that, so whenever she gets on your property, you can adjust to that schedule.